Hello everybody, welcome to Stampin' by Hannah here on Facebook or YouTube if you're watching the replay. I have a fabulous fun class for you today featuring things from the Sale-a-bration booklet. I hope that you're well. I feel dreadful, so if this is cut a little bit short it's because I am exhausted. I did night shift at my day/night job on Monday and Tuesday, and then yesterday I spent all day with my mother-in-law and then my mum, who has dislocated her shoulder and had to have surgery. So if I'm slightly delirious, it's because I really am. So I hope that you're better than me. I think we're probably ready to get started, so I'm going to tilt you on down and show you the goodies we've got to play with today. So let's turn this camera around and tilt you down there. Now then, haha, I have my big shot with us today because most of what classes today features the big shot and die cutting, because we are using this fabulous set of stamps and the coordinating dies. There's actually more die cutting than there is stamping today, which is a bit unusual for me. And partly of that is because a lot of the stamping on the cards is actually heat embossed. So I've done that ahead of time, just because I don't want to have to use my heat gun, and on camera it's loud and it's just difficult. So we have got the big shot. So these products are both completely free during Sale-a-bration. Sale-a-bration is ongoing. It goes all the way through until the end of March. There's some exciting new products coming tomorrow. If you saw my Facebook Live, was it last week? Yes, I think it was. The last week is kind of blurred. The last sort of 10 days now is kind of blurred into one kind of awful mess. So yeah, it's things are interesting around here at the minute. So yeah, there are new products coming tomorrow, but these are from this booklet, and they're right near the back. They're easily missed. So you've got the Amazing You stamp set and the Celebrate You thinlets. These are special because they coordinate together, but they're not a bundle. They're not bundled together, but they do coordinate. So the Amazing You stamp set, which is this one, is available for free when you shop £45 now until the end of March. And the Celebrate You thinlets dies are free when you shop £90 before the end of March. The exciting thing about the Celebrate You thinlets is that they are going to be in the next catalogue. So you might as well get them now for free rather than paying for them then. Make sense? Makes sense to me. That's the way my brain works. I'd rather have something for free than have to pay for it. But then that's also why I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, because I get free things all the time. I have an order coming beginning of next week that has so much free stuff in it. I am so excited. Really, really can't wait. And it's all because I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I get a discount of 20%, at least 20%. Because of the title that I hold, I actually get 25% discount off all of my crafty purchases, plus free stuff. It's a win-win. So, shall we get on with card making? I have 3 cards for you today, as per usual, and they're all special in my opinion. This is the first one that we're going to make together. I love this card. I have gone ahead and I've already done the stamping and the heat embossing. So, and the reason for that is because obviously there's quite a lot of heat embossing on there. It's lovely, but there's a lot of it. So what I have done is I have used the flower stamp, so that's this one here, and I have stamped all over that piece of Island Indigo cardstock using Versamark ink. I've then covered it in silver embossing powder and heated it with my Stampin' Up! Heat gun. And the heat makes the powder melt, and then you get this beautiful shiny silver, and I love it. I absolutely love it. I think it's fabulous. I love heat embossing. It's not something I do on camera very often because this machine makes an awful lot of noise, and I didn't think you'd want to hear basically a loud hairdryer all afternoon. So I've done that bit ahead of time. The other bit I've done ahead of time is I have put some multi-purpose adhesive sheet on the back of this piece of Whisper White cardstock, because we're going to use the Celebrate from the Celebrate You Thinlits dies. There are 3 dies in this pack. There's one that says Celebrate, there's one that says Amazing, and there's one that says You. And we're going to use all 3 of them actually today. It's quite cool. So I'm going to take the Celebrate and I'm going to lay it down onto that piece of cardstock that's got that multi-purpose adhesive sheet on the back of it already. I'm going to run it through my Big Shot. Now, please excuse my Big Shot plates. They're well loved. They still work. You will hear cracking and horrible noises. It's nothing to be alarmed about. It's just the way the Big Shot works. And that's my plate spinning. So, run that through the Big Shot. You should only need 1 pass. Can be a little bit tricky with the multi-purpose adhesive sheets on the back. It can make things a little bit awkward to die cut sometimes, but that's gone through first time. Lovely. Right. Can you believe it doesn't always happen like that? Yeah. So, while I'm just getting all this stuff sorted, did everybody have a nice Valentine's Day yesterday? Did anybody get a handmade card from their beloved? Because we spend all this time, don't we, making all these handmade cards, but do we ever actually get one back? That's my question to you this afternoon. My delightful husband, who is lovely, bless him, does know that I really quite value a handmade card. I spend all this time making them for other people, and I never ever get one myself, except that I do now because he noticed this, and now he goes out of his way. Every Christmas, birthday, Valentine's, anniversary, etc. goes out of his way to make me a birthday or anniversary or Valentine's card. So I got that. I love it. He's heat embossed it and everything. He did get embossing powder all over my desk. I hadn't realised quite what mess he'd made until I came to stand at my craft desk this morning and discover that every single surface was covered in embossing powder. Absolutely everything. And that was the card that I sent him. Totally inspired by fellow demonstrator Dina Rico. And I'm going to put the details of this one on my blog probably next week. I know it'll be late for Valentine's, but I'm really, that's fine. That's absolutely fine. That's the way things work. So, the other thing I have for this card is some finely woven ribbon in Berry Burst. So I'm going to just snip a length of this off, and I'm going to wrap it around my this panel, and I'm going to adhere it on with my very trusty sticky tape, which might be the most regularly used thing in my craft room. I had to shout at James actually about this sellotape last week because he moved it, and I use the sellotape not only for sellotape but also it's the sort of bookend for projects that I'm working on. Oh dear, that's all wonky, look. And he'd moved it, and he went, well, it's sellotape, it's supposed to, it's not a bookend, it's sellotape. And I went, well no, but I use it all the time. So he got shouted at, bless him. So I'm going to cut off another length of that ribbon, and we're going to tie a bow with it once I have wiped my nose, because disgustingly I have a cold coming on, which is also totally James's fault. I'm blaming him for it. He's got one as well. And I'm assuming he's brought it home with him, I think. So, quick bow. Ooh. Oh, this is the point where normally I can tie a bow until I turn a camera on. And then I turn a camera on and it all goes completely to pot. So, there we are. Just one of those bows that you have to just fiddle with. I love this ribbon. Absolutely love this ribbon. It's so pretty. Right. A little bit more fiddling, just so I can get it the right size. I think I like that. So I'm just going to trim off the ends, and I've got to say, after I've finished my Facebook Live, I will take, this sounds dreadful, I will take a lighter to my ribbon, because, I don't know if you can see on this one, it's just starting to fray. So if you, what I do, most of the time, is I take a lighter to it, and that kind of seals the ends. There we go. There. So I'm going to fast fuse this onto my card base. Now, have you all seen the sad news about fast fuse? I think if you are outside the UK or outside Europe, I have a funny feeling fast fuse is already sold out. It is retiring, and it will be retiring very soon because it is while stocks last. I'm very sad because I love this stuff. I'm hoping that it will be replaced with something just as amazing. So I've peeled the backing off of that Sale-a-bration, and I'm going to quite simply just stick that over both the ribbon and onto the cardstock like that. And then it's just a simple case of grabbing my mini glue dots and sticking the bow on. And that is our first card. Oh, isn't that super quick and easy and really, really pretty and lovely and shiny because you've got all that heat embossing on. I love it. I absolutely love that card. I think it's beautiful. So that is card number 1. Card number 2, I have a confession to make, because card number 2 is completely inspired by my friend Emma, who is one of the lovely ladies that I am on the Inspire Create Challenge design team with, and she is also an artisan, and she did a card very, very similar to this. Same colour scheme, same stamp set, this bit down the side, and it was beautiful, and I absolutely love it. She did that for the Artisan Design Team blog hop, which was a couple of weeks ago, and I just had to have a go. So this card is basically cased. Case stands for copy and selectively edit, so I have selectively edited it, and I hope that Emma does approve. Emma, I'm sorry if you think I've managed to butcher it, which is also quite possible. So I've already gone ahead and stamped and heat embossed the Celebrate and the U, and they are in white embossing powder this time, rather than the silver that we used before. I've got a strip of basic black, a piece of Whisper White, and a card base in Bermuda Bay, and a piece of Melon Mambo that already has the multipurpose adhesive sheet on the back of it, purely because I think I added too much the first time round. So, first thing we're going to do is we're going to take that amazing die that I think is beautiful, and we're going to pop that through the Big Shot on that piece of Melon Mambo. So once again, this is probably going to crack and make horrible noises. It is absolutely fine. And I'm going to run it back this way, just because this is quite an intricate die, and I want to make sure that it's properly cut. Yes, oh, it's properly cut, and the backing's come off. Right, let's just leave that there. Don't you love a blooper? Everybody loves a blooper. You'll get plenty watching Facebook Live with me, I can guarantee it. So, we are now going to do a little bit of stamping on this piece of Whisper White. So I have the flower stamp already on my block, and I'm not actually going to use the flower, I just want to use these leaves. So, basic black ink pad, and I'm not even going to ink up the whole stamp, I'm just going to ink up those leaves like that, and we are going to stamp down the side, and I'm going to move the leaves kind of one side to another just to give some sort of variation. Isn't that so stunning? Absolutely lovely. And I have caught a bit of the flower, and that's absolutely fine, I don't mind that. So let's take our card base. I'm going to pop some adhesive on the back of this piece of basic black, and I'm going to pop it down where the edge of my Whisper White cardstock normally goes, and then fast fuse on the back of that piece of Whisper White, and we're going to lay that on the other side, and that gives us that perfect strip of basic black cardstock, just down that side. And my basic black ink, I don't know if anybody else has this problem, isn't drying properly at the moment. I think it's probably something to do with the weather. It's usually something to do with the weather. So the next thing, I'm just going to chop out these little sentiments, just with my snips. I do love a hand cut sentiment. I think it just looks pretty. So that's that one. And I'm going to do exactly the same with the Celebrate, but straight across actually, because it's absolutely the right size already, purely by fluke. So, and I'm going to pop some fast views on the back of the Celebrate. When I get my fast views working properly, like that. I'll pop that one down first. I'm going to grab the die cut and I'm going to pop that straight down over the top there, because that's sticky on the back because it had that multi-purpose adhesive sheet in it. And then I'm just going to grab from my drawer of adhesives a mini glue dot for the back of the U, which now won't stick. There we go. There, like that. And then the finishing touch for this card is a trio of silver, what are they called? Metallic enamel shapes, and they're not in that packet. I have two of these fat cases that have got all my embellishments in, and I always pick up the wrong one. So one's got enamel shapes in it of either like the colour families and the metallic ones, and then this one's got glitter enamel shapes in it and the faceted gems and other kind of bulkier bits. I can never ever remember to get the right one. I'll put those out of the way. So I love these, they're so pretty, and I've got a few packets in reserve because I just think I don't know if I could live without them actually. So there was a few different size circles on them, and I think I've got one large and two small, so I'll put that one there. And that is our second card of the afternoon. Absolutely going through them here. That is, I love that. I think it's the colour combination. Really, really like that colour combination. And then the third card is another case, actually. Let me just grab all the bits. It's one of those ones that's going to be a little bit more complicated. So, I took inspiration from Stampin' Up for this one. And I think this is something that people overlook. It's something I hear a lot of, oh, I don't want to be a Stampin' Up demonstrator because I don't have enough ideas. Well, you know what? Stampin' Up give us loads of ideas. Because this is where this card has come from. Can you see? A Stampin' Up catalogue is not just about the products, for all I like the products. It's also about the fact that they give you heaps of ideas on how to use things. So there's always inspiration. They also send out a weekly email that always has a project in it. Almost always has a project in it. We had, what did we have this week? Oh, there were some fabulous stamps, some cards in it using I think it's a perennial birthday. And what have I done now since they sent me that email? I've gone and bought it, so you can expect that on a Facebook Live soon. So this is the card, our third and final card for today. And we've got some kind of multi-tonal, multicoloured die cutting. So I have done less steps for this one, you'll be pleased to know. So we've got lots of pieces. I have already gone ahead and ran my crumb cake card base through the Big Shot using the Layered Leaves Textured Impressions embossing folder, just because it needs a different plate to the one I've got on. But I love that. I could just sit and stare at that for ages. So that's the first bit. I've got a piece of the Designer Series paper from Coffee Break, which is lovely. I have a piece of vellum as well, and then I have some pieces, random pieces of cardstock. So I've got a piece of Whisper White, I've got a piece of, what's that, Melon Mambo, Berry Burst, Rich Raspberry and Fresh Fig, because we're going to do a purples version of the blue and green. I've got a piece of powder pink and some multi-purpose adhesive sheet. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to assemble all our pieces together. So these little pieces are cut to I think they're 2 centimetres, no, 2.5 centimetres wide, so that they will fit onto this strip, which is 10 centimetres long. And we're going to do it in a kind of ombre fashion. So we'll start off with the Melon Mambo and work our way along. And I'm going to just adhere them on with fast fuse and make sure I've got plenty of adhesive on here, because we are going to die cut out of this piece. So I'm going to just layer these onto our piece of Whisper White. My fast fuse is not behaving itself this afternoon. And that's the Berry Burst. I want them butted up against each other because we don't want any white gaps in between, because like I said, we are going to die cut it and we do need them all to be kind of matching. So there we go. And the Fresh Fig on the end, just like that. And that is going to go through the Big Shot with the Celebrate die, like that. And then this piece of powder pink, I'm going to pop some multi-purpose adhesive sheets on the back. So let's just trim this one. I love this stuff, absolutely love it. It's so handy for die cut pieces like this. And I did this technique over on my YouTube channel last week, and I called it dimensional die cutting because I'm going to die cut the word you, but I'm going to die cut the word you about 5 times. So I might go for 4. We'll see how we go. So I've got the you die. I'm going to just pop that on there like that, and we're going to run it through. Just like that. Now it might be a little bit more difficult than it would normally be because we're running through with this piece that's got more, it's kind of multi-layered, isn't it? So we'll take that U off of there. And I'm actually going to run the whole lot through again. So pop that U back on there. Pop that piece down and pop that Celebrate. You can line them back up into the die, that's fine. And we're going to just run that through again. Oh. And I can see that that's now properly die cut. So I've got 2. And I definitely want a few more of those. So just run that back through again. Got to say, this is not the most exciting bit of this card. Watching somebody die cut, yeah. Oh. I wonder if I got 3 or that's 4. And I'll do one more back the other way as well to make 5. So, just like that. There we are. Right, I'm going to just push that back out the way. There we go. Right. Okay. We're going to start assembling this one. So we need our piece of vellum first. And I'm going to take the die off of this Celebrate. I'm going to make sure that that's all. We have lost a piece already. That's wonderful. That might need to go through again, actually. Yeah, I'm going to run that through again. So let's just... It'll line up lovely because it's already been die cut once. The die will sit exactly where it's already been die cut. I'll run it through that way and back again. And it's just because I've got multiple layers of cardstock going on. So, and there is some adhesive that's kind of sticking it as well. So there we go. There we are. I have got a piece of cardstock missing. I mustn't have done the that bit of fresh figs missing, but I will correct that. Or I would correct that with my fresh fig Stampin' By marker, but of course I can't find that either. I don't know where on earth it's gone, but it has vanished. So I'll tell you what else has vanished. Oh, there it is. This is what I mean. James has been in my craft room and things have moved. Things that I don't notice that have moved. My fine tip glue, and I'm just going to pop a bit of fine tip glue onto the back of this Celebrate. We could have done this with multi-purpose adhesive sheet, and we could have done the original sticking of the cardstock, the coloured cardstock on with multi-purpose adhesive sheet too. I'm going to just do that slightly on the wonk, like that. So my vellum is wonky, but I've used my grid paper to make sure that the die is straight. And then I'm actually going to use multi-purpose adhesive again on the back of the vellum, so I can put it exactly where I put it before. So it's not going to be seen because it's behind the die cut. And I realise I'm slightly off shot. Put the needle back in there before I lose it. I'm going to put it slightly wonky the other way. There. Oh, and that's spread. So, this is one of those times where you do as I say and not as I do. Vellum is a difficult thing to stick, and I did think about using glue dots, and I think I probably should have done that because that's spread out rather a lot. But never mind, I'm going to keep going. I sponged this one with multi-purpose adhesive, Tombow glue, and that did the same. So it's just trial and error with sticking vellum on at the moment. So we've got 5 U's, and we're going to stack these together. So because they've all got multi-purpose adhesive on the back, so it should be really simple. We're going to pop one down first, take the adhesive backing off, and just layer them up, one on top of the other. I love this technique. I think it's really fun. It would be if I could get them straight. There we are. Doing this with the U die is handy because it's only a short word. You could do it with the Celebrate, but it would be slightly more awkward. Actually, I have done it with the Celebrate, and it does work. It's just a little bit more awkward. So that last one, just on there. So you've now got like a nice thick word, a bit like, did anybody ever used to buy thickers? Do they still sell thickers? I used to love those when I was a scrapbooker. So I'm going to put some fast fuse on the back of that piece of designer series paper and pop that onto the front of our card base, and I can peel that adhesive off the back of that U and stick that there. like so. And I'm going to call that one done. So thank you ever so much for joining me today. It's probably been, how long has it been? We started at 2 o'clock and it's now bang on past. It's a nice quick half an hour. So that is 3 cards using the Celebrate You Thinlets and the Amazing You stamp set from Stampin' Up for Sale-a-bration. Where has my Sale-a-bration book gone? I have got the smallest desk in the world and I'm just throwing things everywhere. So do check out my online shop. The link is in the description bar up above if you're on Facebook, or down below if you're on YouTube. And you can find all of the products I've used today. The Amazing You stamp set and the Celebrate You Thinlets are still available as part of Sale-a-bration. They are available completely for free. To get the stamp set, all you need to do is shop £45. For the dies, you need to shop £90. And you can add them to any order over that amount. Stampin' Up won't let you check out if you haven't added your Cele-a-bration rewards on. So if you've hit that £45, it will ask you to pick an item. It will not let you complete your order without picking one, which I think is fabulous. If you want a catalogue, do let me know. I have still got some available. I can pop one in the post to you if you live in the UK. And my next Facebook Live will be on the 6th of February here on Facebook. It will be at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Thank you ever so much for joining me today, and I will see you again really soon. Bye for now.